You know, we get a lot of the high points out of the trailers, and even the one scene that looks like it promises gore galore is cut short. Excuse the pun. And there was just something I kept thinking throughout the entire film that kind of became the mantra, if you will, and that was, why didn't they push things a little bit further? Like, just a little bit. Dave Franco and Alison Brie from Community are great at acting off of each other, as their real-life chemistry off-screen translates well on-screen. It's because they're married in real life.
You don't say!
They play Tim and Millie respectively, and they have a plight most of us in a relationship have had. They're drifting apart. Trying to patch things up and remain together.
Well, I get it. It's very clever.
Tim moves in with Millie as she starts a new job in a new town. There are some good setups and payoffs throughout the film. Things that you noticed maybe in the beginning that come into play later on. Things you may not have noticed.
Watch your brain, dude.
Some of those ideas are great, but some of them aren't really explored as much as they could have or should have been. And some just came off as really, really predictable. There were a few things stylistically that I liked about the film. I liked that they didn't explain things for you, didn't have a big exposition scene from a video or from a character who's been through this before. The film lets you make connections on your own and doesn't hold your hand. I did like the Jamie character, the principal at the school that Millie works for. He was a nice little wild card, I think, thrown in there. And it was great that he had a unisex name too, Jamie. If you've seen the film already, you know why. I did really like him at first, but then I realized as the final act was drawing to a close that he was really only there just to service the plot, and he was dispatched really quickly and unceremoniously. I would have liked it if he had figured into the ending more, and I even thought of a couple ways they could have done that. But alas, they went with the low-hanging fruit and decided to make the ending an allegory. If you've seen it, let me know in the comments below what you would have done. Sometimes things were a little too on the nose and made me roll my eyes a few times. I chuckled and winced once or twice here and there, but no really big hearty laughs, contemplation, or real gore to speak of for that matter. That scene where they're straddling each other and they're talking about cutting something off with an electric cutter, it didn't land for me, and that was in all the trailers and all the marketing. And they could have had a whole lot of gore in there. They could have used a little fleshing out.
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here! Get the out of my room!
Did like the body horror elements that we did get. I just, again, wish they would have pushed things a little bit further.
A little further.
I thought we were going to get something a little more closer to the substance or society. What they did was enough to keep me interested and hoping they'd go full tilt, but alas, they never did. Again, you could have gone a little bit further, just a little bit over that line you stopped at.
Over the line!
In fact, a lot of it was pretty tame, even by today's standards, and even though I may just be an old jaded horror fan, what do I know? Even the ending had potential for some shock value and some comedy, but it fell flat. And while it still aligned with some of the things they set up earlier in the film, it didn't really feel like a satisfying ending, and it felt a little forced and a little on the nose. And it also felt like it was kind of pandering to the
modern audiences.
All in all, together was what it set out to be. It was a date movie that you watch and then you kind of forget about it. It wasn't very memorable for being too amazing, and it was kind of a little mediocre. It felt like horror light. It was a date movie for newbie horror fans, not us old jaded bastards. There's plenty of other horror movies with plenty of body horror that did it a lot better, in my opinion. And while the chemistry between Alison Brie and Dave Franco is amazing and does make you feel like these two are in an actual relationship, the movie just falls a little bit flat in some areas and just didn't really work for me. It wasn't terrible, just wasn't amazing. And you know, as soon as he mentioned the Spice Girls, I knew what song they were going to eventually use. So what did you think of Together? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget, as always, to like this video, share and subscribe to the channel, and keep those eyes red, baby. See ya.
The suspense is terrible. He's gonna go this time. I hope it'll last.
Give me the key!
Quickly, in here! Who is driving? Oh my god, Bear is driving! How can that be?
Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?